Hi, this is TJ with Piano Clubhouse, and today I'm going to show you how to play Pulling Me Through by Todd Dulaney. It's in the key of E, E natural. E natural has 4 sharps in it, F sharp and G sharp, C sharp and D sharp. Alright, so let's get started with the introduction. Alright, so let's break that down. So let's start with the left hand. Actually, I take that back. Let's start with the right hand first. The way that I play it, I'll set my hand up right here in the A flat. Thumb is on A flat. These 5 fingers are all kind of assigned to a key for this first section of the introduction. A flat, second finger's on B, third finger's on C sharp, then D sharp, and then E. I have each finger on a different key, not of course playing them at the same time, but having them on the assigned key ready for their particular note. So the introduction, we're going to use all 5 of the notes in this order. So let's just go that far. G sharp, C sharp, D sharp, E, D sharp, C sharp, B, G sharp, B, and then for the last note, your thumb is going to move to the left to F sharp. Okay? One more time, slowly. And then after this, the next 3 notes are E, D sharp, and C sharp. And there's a couple of different ways you can move over to play those notes. The first way is where you can just cross over your third finger, cross it over your thumb, go down to the E, and then pull these other 2 fingers out from underneath and roll them down. E, D sharp, C sharp. Okay, so your thumb was here. Cross over the 3. One more time, play it from the beginning slowly. Cross over the 3. Okay, that's the first way. The second way is where when your thumb gets on that F sharp, as soon as it gets there, bring your 4th finger over and push the F sharp. Substitute your thumb finger for your 4th finger while that note's pushed down. So if you're a listener, you won't. I shouldn't hear. The note shouldn't come up when you switch fingers. So while the thumb is pushing it, bring your 4th finger over, substitute the thumb. So now your 3 fingers are free to push those last 3 notes on their own. I personally think, let me play it through real quick. Substitute. Okay. Your thumb is on that F sharp for a few extra. It's on there for a longer length of time than you're at on the other notes, so there's time to do that substitute. Okay, so I personally prefer that second method only because when your thumb's here on this F sharp, to me it feels a little bit more awkward to bring that 3rd finger down to that E. It's not awkward to cross over. You're taught to cross your finger over your thumb all the time, especially when you're just practicing scales. So that's not uncommon. But what feels weird to me in this is that when the finger crosses over, it has to go down lower than the thumb to press E. And what I mean by that is that, say the black keys are C level. All your fingers are used to playing on keys that are at the same height, the same level. And so when your thumb is on this F sharp and your 3rd finger crosses over, it naturally wants to land on something right there that's at the same level as that thumb. And if it's going lower, your hand is not used to. It's a very, very slight twist that it has to do to kind of help it go lower. So to me, it just feels a little different, a little clumsy. I personally like the second method I showed you, where I substitute my finger on that F sharp, and then these fingers are free to do that roll. So either way will work, whichever you practice and whichever is most comfortable for you. Let's go ahead and jump to the left hand. The left hand, I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do this as well. You can start out, of course, the most simplest way is just to play single bass notes. The bass notes are bum bum bum, C sharp, then A, then E, then B, and then land on A. Again, C sharp, A, E, B, A. Bum 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 bum. All right. So let's put that in context with the right hand. That's the simplest way. I don't think personally that sounds as full. So another thing you can do, instead of just playing the single note, you can play octaves. Okay? All right, that's the second option. Add a little bit more complexity. The last method I'm going to show you, which I think personally sounds the best, it's a little harder to do, takes a little bit more practice, but I think it personally sounds the best and gives you a sound, a more fuller feel to it. So with the last method I'm going to show you, we're actually going to be playing fifths. We're going to pair up that bass note I showed you with its fifth, the interval that's up a fifth. So the interval up from that C sharp is G sharp. So you're going to play that first. The second note, if you remember, was A. The fifth up from that is E, so we're going to play that next. The next note we played was E. The fifth that's paired with that is B. That's a fifth up. And then B, its paired note is F sharp. And lastly, A and E. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Okay, I think the most awkwardest one is this B to F sharp. All right, so let's put it together slowly, doing it that way. Okay. All right, there's your introduction. Showed you several different ways to do it. Let's move on to the verse. Okay, so going to the verse. The verse happens twice, and the first time through the verse, it's a little bit laid back, and although you're going to be playing the same chords in both the verse the first time and the second time. The first time through, you're kind of just sustaining notes and holding them, whereas the second time through, it's a little bit more busy. You're playing the same chords, but you're playing with them with a little bit more rhythm and feel. And you're kind of filling in some other notes with your left hand. So I'll show you the differences. So the first time through, it's going back and forth just between two chords. Left hand just going B. You can hit that fifth if you want, B and E, or just B. Then the second is A and E, or just A, either way. Right hand, when you're on the E, right hand's going an E major chord. E, G sharp, and B. Feel free to add that second if you like. I think that adds a little bit more character to your chord. So, that's first chord. Second, over the E, and it can be E, over the A. E, I'm doing E, A, B, and C sharp. Okay, it's basically just an A major chord with the added second again. Okay, so first chord, and this is going back. This verse is just going back and forth between those two chords. Second time through, Hold on, let me finish this. It was you. So when we're coming out of the second part of the verse, left hand goes to B, right hand goes to a B major chord. D sharp, F sharp, and B. You can throw in that octave D sharp if you want. It was you. Couple things you can do here was you can stay on this while the left hand goes to G sharp, and then you can go to this A major chord, A major 7th, E, G sharp, A, C sharp, or instead of staying on that, you can throw that in there. This is the F sharp, B, and E. It was you. I'll do that next. It was you pulling me through. And then back to the one chord over the E. Okay? One more time. It was you. I'll stay here this time. It was you pulling me through. Okay? Alright, so that's the first time through. The second time through, it's going to be, we're going to fill in those chords, fill in those measures a little bit. Instead of just sustaining it, it'll be do So before we just did do on E major chord. Sorry, that's it right there. E over E, A major over A. We just held that chord, went to the next one. We're going back and forth. Now this time we're playing passing chords in between each one. So we're playing this B major chord over B. B passing chord. Then we're going to do another B passing chord over D sharp. Okay, so from the beginning, E over E, B passing chord over A. Then to go back, B passing chord over D sharp. And you can do that passing chord, the second one over B or over D sharp. Okay, so same concept. We're just throwing in that B major passing chord. So let's run through that. It's a passing chord over B. B over D sharp. B passing chord over D sharp again. Okay. Same thing as the first time through, except now we're throwing in those B major chords in between to kind of help fill it in, kind of help the song to naturally build up. Okay. Next, let's go to the bridge. So the bridge, we ended up on this one, so we're just going to stay on that and build that one. So we first chord coming out, going into the bridge, we're just going to do an E major chord with your F sharp over C sharp. Next, left hand is going to go to A. Right hand can do 2 or 3 different things. You can stay on this E major chord. Okay, so stay there if you want to, or you can go. You can do the same chord we did in the verse, this A major chord with that added B. E, A, B, C sharp. The next thing you can do, or this first chord is always the same, it's the second one that changes. You can do this as well. F sharp, B, E. So there are 3 different choices you can do. They all sound the same. I mean, they all have their own unique sound to it. So whichever your preference is. So those 2 chords just go back and forth when you start the bridge. Okay. Through the bridge is a little different. First one's the same. So the second time through, before it went C sharp down to A. The second time through the bridge, it goes C sharp, go up a half step to D. Right hand just shift down to a D major chord. D, F sharp, A. Throw in that E. You can even add that 5th of an A with the left hand. Okay. When I up to D. Next, it goes to the A.